Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Heat Vision Podcast. Today I got myself, Hector. I got Javi, Mario, and Everardo. Javi and Everardo, they're going to chime in if they want. It's mostly going to be me and Mario talking about the Northman. But before we get into that, I just want to let y'all know that you guys can listen to us anywhere. SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Google, YouTube. And make sure you guys follow us at Heat Vision Podcast on all socials. And yeah, The Northman, directed by Robert Eggers, I'm assuming. Cinematography by Jaron Blacks, something like that. But you know, man, Mario, straight up.
He's going straight into it.
Straight up, bro. I want to be in the minority when it comes to this film because like the reviews that we saw were really good. People were saying, "Yo, it's a good movie," and
a lot of positive reviews.
Right. And I was like, "Oh my god, yes, this is what I'm looking for." Mm-hmm. Fucking Mario and I got hooked when we went to go see Morbius and we saw the trailer for the first time. We saw that trailer and we both looked at each other like, "Yo, we gotta watch this.
Real looks good.
It looks fucking amazing." And I'm gonna be in the minority. I'm not saying the movie was dog shit ass or whatever. It was a good movie, but it's just not what I expected, and I feel like they could have done better. But yeah. So before we get into that, let's talk about the trailer real quick, Mario.
Yeah.
The trailer, man, was badass. You know, you see
a great trailer.
Yeah, you see this like a medieval type of kingdom, right? You see this little kid whose father is a king. He gets killed. And like it's basically a revenge story, you know what I mean? That scene where like he's on the boat, the little kid escaping. He's like, "I will avenge you, father. I will kill you, mother. I will kill you.
I will kill you, mother."
Oh, sorry. I will save you. I will save you.
I will save you.
I will save you, mother. I will kill you.
Freiner?
Something like that. Yeah. And he repeats it, and then it cuts to him being older with long hair, ripped as fuck, looks badass, repeating those words as he's older.
Like it literally a day has not passed since he's forgotten what
right.
He
Yes,
did to
bro.
his
Yes.
family.
And the trailer was so badass. We see this scene where like he's like all ripped as fuck, you know what I mean, with his shirt off and long hair. He has his battle axe. He catches a spear, throws it, and like we see in the beginning of the movie. Obviously, we see his dad being killed by being betrayed by his brother, who wants to take over his kingdom. And then so that's what happens. His mother was captured. We see her screaming and whatnot. And then that's where like the boy, he escapes. Well, before that he does like this vow thing where it's like, "You're a dog, you're a wolf," or something like that. Do you
really
remember?
Vowing him that he's next in the throne, and
that
if the father dies in battle, that you will go out there and avenge his death.
Yeah, you'll avenge.
This is your destiny. And if you don't,
it's kind of like a quinceañera.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I mean?
It's like a ritual, basically.
Yeah, like him becoming a man finally, right? And like and the whole like the Tree of Kings or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And so immediately after that whole ritual thing, and like he's sworn, like, "You will avenge me," blah blah. Immediately after, his fucking dad gets smoked with some arrows.
Like as soon as they leave that ritual, 2 arrows get fucking penetrate his fucking armor or whatever the fuck it is, and he immediately just gets surrounded, ambushed by his brother's forces.
Yeah, by his brother. And I feel like that scene where like the brother's about to kill him, like what he was saying was really badass.
Yeah,
he was like he was saying, "Strike me." He's like, "Your kingdom will fail. Your blah blah blah." Like he was saying some hard ass shit.
Yep.
And part of me, I was like, "Yo, this is hard." But then I'm thinking about it, like, imagine real times.
Yeah.
Imagine like you about to like shoot somebody and they start talking like, "Hear ye, you will not defeat me." Like, because that's what they were talking. They were talking all very proper, not proper, but like very like very poetic. You know what I mean? Like
they're the times, basically.
Yeah, like he's like, "You will." He's like, "You will kill me while my blood splatters on your arm and drips like a snake."
Of a fake king.
Yeah,
and
shit like that.
Ruler.
You know,
they would not respect you and shit like that.
Right. I really like that scene. That was pretty dope. And then it cuts to the boy going back to his village or his kingdom, and it's on fire. He's being raided. Everything
the
badass.
Whole village is being taken over.
His mother is like captured, and then he finally escapes on his boat, and that's where we see the trailer.
When you see the transition. I will avenge you,
right.
Our father, I will rescue you.
And then immediately cuts to another boat where he's on.
Yep.
Immediately,
he's grown up. Like I said, he's ripped. He's jacked. and you kind of see like him. I guess you can see his training phase, because like they do like this like dance.
Yeah, like he's part of he's part of a tribe.
Yeah, a tribe, because you can call it, I don't know what you would call it, but basically it's like a bunch of people like him.
Yeah.
A bunch of wolves.
Like wolves, that's what,
a bunch of animals who are like chaotic, and they're really good fucking warriors.
Yeah, and then it cuts to them raiding a village.
Like a random village,
random village, and it was so badass. And that scene was all in one shot.
The beginning of that, yeah,
it was all in one shot, that scene, and I thought that was really fucking cool. And that was so bad. He looked raw.
Yep,
he was like walking like this, ripped the shit, blood on him, long hair, jumping, doing all this shit. And I looked at you and I'm like, damn, they're going straight into this.
Yeah,
I looked at you and said that because I was expecting more of this. But spoiler alert, man, this is all spoilers. What am I talking about? I forgot to say it again. Fuck me. That moment is the only thing that we see. Like, that type of battle is the only thing we see in the movie. That is it. The rest of the movie is not like that. And I don't like it because in the trailer, they show that scene a lot.
And they make you think that's what the movie's going to be like.
Right. Where two, like, kingdoms fighting it out, like some, like, their army, like, their factions against that faction, like, going together. Like, that's what I wanted. Some Narnia shit.
Yep.
Lord of the Rings shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I was expecting, and it wasn't like that. And it caught me off guard because when you, like, literally, legit, if you type the Northman, go right now, type the Northman in your fucking phone, you're going to see him all badass, ripped and shit, with his shirt off, with his long hair, with his battle axe, and badass, like, poster, like, and everything looks so sick. And that is immediately stripped away. You know, and
after he leaves that village.
So after he raids that village, we see this, like, spiritual, like, what is that? Like, some spiritual, like, person with, like, she's missing eyes and shit.
She has missing eyes because didn't she see, like, that they took it from her? Like, his people took her eyes?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And she basically reminded him about,
like, hey, what about your family?
Yeah, about your
you were
duty.
destined to avenge your father, and you forgot about them or whatever.
Right. And so that immediately leads to him ditching his group, cutting his hair, and boarding a boat that was going to that place where he found out where the person that killed his father is at, and he's, like, pretending to be a slave, and he meets this other girl. I forgot her name. What was her name?
I forgot her name too. Oh, Olga. Olga.
I don't know. And then they build this love interest during there, and then later when they find, because we find out that the brother who killed his father, his kingdom failed.
Yeah, what the dude's dad said to his brother.
Yeah,
basically what happened. His kingdom failed, and another king took over, and now he's
like a lord. He's
a
like
sheep farmer or something.
He's a sheep farmer, but, like, he's technically a king, but, like, not like to a kingdom, or, like, not to, like, a big village. It's just like a
small town.
Thing. Yeah,
like literally like a couple of houses, and that's it.
Right. And then that's where he finally see him. He finally sees him, and he's pretending to be a slave, and it just eventually leads him to, like, finding this blade and, like, wreaking havoc on his village and whatnot, killing his people.
I guess that one thing I would say is that once we get to this island, this is where it really slows down.
Oh, for sure.
Because remember, this is where you think you're gonna be in this island for a little, because you're like, oh, he's gonna find out where his father is, and eventually you do find out that the mother isn't still alive.
Oh, right, I forgot to mention
and
that.
The mother's
still alive. Yeah.
And what you thought is what I thought too. I thought he was gonna come back to where he came from, bring all his fucking amigos, and then there's gonna be this big fight to, like, free his mother and all that shit. But no, he stays on this island, and he
pretends to be a slave.
He pretends to be a slave. He takes the torment of being a slave. And you're just like, bro, why are you playing along? And he's only playing along because of this destiny thing. Because in his destiny, they told him that he is going to kill his father by a lake of fire. And so that's why he says, I have to stay here. Because my destiny is to kill him by a lake of fire. So I'm going to stay here and take this torment because of my destiny. That's one thing I didn't like. I'm just like, I get it, it's a whole destiny thing, but I'm just like,
but, like, then again, it also plays to, like, the spirit. Honestly, there was parts of the movie which I didn't know what was real or not.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, I didn't know, like,
the Valkyrie.
Yeah, was that girl with the missing eyes real? Was that dude?
I'm gonna say no.
Was that dude that he saw when he was a slave and he went to the
cave?
The cave.
I think that guy was
that real?
I think that was real. Yeah, I think that was actually a real person.
And then he says
he goes there to find out where the sword is.
Yeah, he basically talks about like this blade, this sword that's like amazing, whatnot, like forged in the most like amazing, I don't know what the fuck
possible.
And so this dude goes out there and finds the blade, and then
it's like in a ship. Where is
I don't even know where the fuck
jump into. Was it a ship? A house? Like,
dude,
what the fuck was it?
You'd figure, like, you'd think that the people living there would find that.
Yeah.
Right?
I have no fucking idea what he jumped into, but basically he jumps into there, right? And there's like, I'm gonna admit, this part of the movie I liked.
It was pretty cool, yeah.
This scene was cool. And basically he finds the sword that they told him that he needs to go find. It's laying in some dead dude's like hands, like on his lap. Like he's sitting down on his lap. The sword's laying on his legs. Mm-hmm. And so when he goes to grab it, who we think is dead moves. So he starts moving and he starts fighting him.
And that is the part where I was like, wait, is this like supernatural? Like
that's what I'm like, oh my god, it's going into like a gods versus humans type of movie. And I'm like, all right, I kind of fuck with that.
Yeah,
actually.
It was pretty interesting
because most movies like this don't take that route.
No, it's very realistic.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know what? I actually don't mind it. I don't mind it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
But at the end of that fight, he defeats him, and you find out that
you hear like a noise.
Yeah, here's a noise.
The camera pans, and it's to him just
looking at the guy he just defeated, and you're like, wait, was it in his head?
It was clearly in his head.
All in his head.
He was just imagining.
And we're like, so it's not.
No,
it's not taking that path.
But like, here's some other parts where I think like, dude, is this supernatural and shit? Is when, remember that part where like he finally gets the blade and whatnot, and like he's out in he's obviously killing like the people there, and they're like, oh, we have someone out there that's killing us, a spirit or evil demons or whatever. Everybody take point and whatever, like to make they gave the slaves weapons and like be on the lookout.
Oh, to guard the village.
And then all of a sudden, their guards and whatnot start killing themselves.
Oh, I think it's because
the fuck was that?
Before that, Olga, the love interest, those two, like I said, they fall in love with each other. Mm-hmm. She grabs. There's a scene where they're basically fucking. They're fucking. This, by the way, this movie is very, very graphic, and it's not afraid to show nudity, but only like when it comes to like ass cheek. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's really what you see. Mm-hmm. But they have a scene where they're having sex, and at the end, after they're done and they're talking with each other, talking about like the fight or whatever, she grabs a mushroom from the ground. They put that mushroom in the soup that the soldiers eat, so they got poisoned. So they're
hallucinated or some shit. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, they're just seeing things like, oh my god, what the fuck is? Let me kill my
bro. Okay, that makes sense. So I completely forgot about that. I thought like the Northman was like controlling their ass or some shit.
No,
that makes sense.
They just put shrooms in their soup.
Okay. How about this? What about the scene where like they finally capture him? He finally like the Northman. He finally after that whole shit, he has a confrontation with well, let's talk about this first. He has a confrontation with his mother. He finally, and then his mother getting too close on his motherfucker.
Oh yeah, this part
that was weird.
Like, I don't know if you heard me. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, what?
So he's like, oh, I'm your mother, blah blah blah. And then it turns out that the mother was happy that her husband died, and that she was the one who like wanted it to happen, and then he started feeling like shit.
Then at this point, I thought the movie was trying to make you pull like a Last of Us Part 2, where it's like switch your point of view on this.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was like, wait, maybe the guy who we're supporting is actually the bad guy.
Right.
Because the mother's saying like, he never cared for me, he never loved me, he only used me so he can have a son.
Right.
Other than that, he barely gave me any attention. He didn't care for me at all. He cared for you more than he cared for his own wife.
Yep.
And he's talking about like, his brother loved me. His brother cared for me.
Yep.
His brother cares. While your dad was an animal, he didn't care for me at all. I'm just like, wait a minute. Are we the bad guys?
But then she got like, remember, she got close. She's like,
no, yeah.
But if you
as
defeat
she's
him,
saying this, she's getting closer to the Northman. I forgot his name, but to the Northman. To the point where like she's literally like their lips are touching.
She puts his hand on his chest and shit.
And the mom basically kisses his own her own son.
Yeah, it's like, if you kill him,
I will support
you.
Like she
says you could be my
crazy.
king. I'll be your queen.
And this point I'm like, nah, she a crazy bitch. Like fuck her.
Right.
And then she's saying like, hey, kill him and I'll support you no matter what. And I'm just like, wow, like this bitch is.
And I was telling Javi that I think it's like she's just trying to survive.
Yeah,
she's so like in the beginning of the movie when she was actually screaming, I feel like she was actually terrified and screaming, but she just went along with it because she wanted to survive. And that's what she was doing now. She's like, oh my God, my son's here. He's going crazy. He got this blade. If you kill him, I'll be with you. But then after he finally leaves or whatever, she goes back to the brother, and it was like, oh, you have to kill him. You have to kill him. You have to get him now. Like she was going back and forth. So I think she was just trying to survive and whatnot.
Yep.
But I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, that was
so finally he like ends up leaving. And then he finally. As that happens, he's so mad he kills the son, the oldest son. The eldest son. He just
stabs him straight through his fucking stomach. Like I said, this show is not afraid to be gruesome whatsoever.
And then the next shot is the dad crying. He's like, "Who took his heart?"
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? This man took his heart, bro.
His hand.
Huh?
Remember he said his hand.
What do you mean? He took his heart. It was his heart.
Yeah, he took his heart.
It was his hand.
No, it was his heart. He took his heart.
It was his heart, huh?
That was the heart in the bag.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just it was his fucking heart, bro. Because remember, don't you remember he planted the sword directly like on his chest?
I was with Mario. I thought he stabbed him in the stomach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like right here. But no, he said heart. I know for a fact he said heart.
He said heart, yeah.
Because he's like, where did he put his heart? Like later on. But anyways, he later comes back. He finally announces himself. I am blah, 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 so and so. I'm here to...
I am son of the true king.
And at that moment, Mario, I thought he was pulling up over the hill and then all of his boys were going to pull up. That's what I thought was going to happen.
I thought it was going to be a 1v0, whatever, how many fucking people are with his dad.
Okay.
I thought that was going to happen. I'm like, okay, that's still badass.
No, so after I realized there's no one there and it was just him, I thought that too. Like he's 1v1ing him. He's doing good. But then he gets distracted. He sees the love of his life, I guess, run off, and then he gets smoked.
In the face. But and then I was pissed at that. But then I'm like, oh wait, did he purposely take that hit so she can run away?
Nah, I think
because I'm like, bro, you could have you were doing good.
Yeah.
You just saw her running away. I'm like, bro, you easily could have taken all these motherfuckers out. But then it goes back to that one line. Where like, you have to die by the lake of fire.
No, yeah, that definitely makes so much sense. Because as I was watching it, I was like, he literally just took that hit for no reason. Like he just sat there and for no reason. Because I was like, at first I was thinking like maybe he was worried because like he's like, oh, she's running away without me or something like that. And he was like, and that distracted him, like, oh, she's leaving me or something. But now that you say that in the sense of like he's just getting his ass beat in order for her to run away, it makes more sense.
Yep, and with the line ship. But what happened after that? I forgot.
He gets caught, and this is where it ties back to like the supernatural shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's hanged up, right? He's getting beat up. He's like, where the fuck is my son's heart? Blah, 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 whatever. Then the crows come and
crows fly, and they literally.
So what the fuck is that?
Rope. I'm guessing.
How do you explain that?
It's that spiritual aspect of the movie where it's like it deals with like myth. What's it called?
Okay.
Norse mythology.
I'm assuming. I don't know.
It has something to do with that, bro. It's shit like that in this movie is somewhat relevant to the point. We just don't know how extreme it is because some of this shit you just can't explain.
Yeah.
And that has to be the reason why.
And not only that. This is just a personal preference. I'm just being nitpicky right now. He cut his hair. I didn't like how he cut his hair.
Oh, yeah.
I know why he did it.
Yeah.
But I was hoping that, like when he said, remember, when he was there, he's like, oh, I can't kill him yet. We're going to, we need to stay here and, like, make a plan, whatever. I thought he was going to be there for a couple of weeks, gain some trust or whatever. Then we're going to see him with his hair back. But no, I'm just nitpicking at that point. And another nitpick, he always had his fucking shirt on. I thought he would look raw without his shirt, like all with his long hair. Like, let's be real, right? He looked raw as shit, like what we saw in the beginning. That's what I wanted. Like, okay, like, and the way I like rewritten it in my head was, imagine he does go over there, right? And they do have like a village with he has like kind of like a decent army, and he does that. He finds them and whatnot. He kills people, whatever, leaves a warning, and he goes back to his brothers, wolves, and he tells them, "Yo, guys, I found blah, blah, blah." And he brings his boys. Right, and he's still with his long hair and whatnot, and then the final scene is basically a battle of this village, and they're battling. He's basically doing what he did to his father, raiding his own kingdom, right? And he does that, and then finally he's out here. Where are you? Right? He's killing them and stuff like that, and then we get to the scene with the mother, you know, and then that whole situation happens, and he finally like there's a sentimental value right there where like he ends up killing his mother and the son. And
wait, did we say that the mother basically begged the brother to kill them?
Yeah, no, yeah,
we did say that?
we said that. Sure. So eventually, so imagine him all looking badass to that scene where he kills him, whatever. He's all sad, right? Sad moment. But then he finally realizes my job's not done yet, and he like gets up and he goes outside, and everything's on fire. There's his friends and the other faction fighting slaves, it out.
They're fighting.
You know.
Yep.
No, I'm just talking about like the way I rewritten it.
Oh, my
so like the wolves. I'm talking about the wolves and like his group of army, whatever. Mm-hmm. They're fighting it out. He's outside. He's like, "Where are you?" Blah blah blah. And then he's like by the lake of fire, some shit like that, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And he looks over and then he sees the whole volcano thing, and then he's like, we have to move over there or something like that. He makes an order and they scream like, yeah, right? They go over there, and then there's one more line of defense on that volcano. So we see another mini battle at that volcano with the wolves, and that's a line of defense. And he finally he's killing people going left and right, like looking all badass, right? And he finally spots his brother, and he's like at the top. And that's when he finally gets up top, and he does they do a whole dialogue, and that's where the final scene happens. A cool battle scene where he looks badass, and then the way it ends off, whatever, fuck it. But that's how I rewritten it, and I feel like if that happened, I would have enjoyed this movie a lot better, because that's what I expected. I'm gonna be real. This was false advertisement. You know, the scenes that appears in the trailer, it's literally in the beginning of the movie, and that's it. Him looking badass with his shirt off, with his long hair, and him kicking ass and whatever, that's just the beginning of the movie, and the rest is him just sneak killing. Besides the part where like he pops up and he like announces himself and he starts like 1v like 4, that is the like only fight scene where he goes crazy like for a bit. You know what I mean? I feel like that would have been better. And
it's just he just basically kills people like at night, and then you kind of see it off screen, even though you see it. Like you just can't see it. It all happens in the dark. Where you can't
I just wasn't expecting that, man. It's just like the story itself. Like, yeah, sure, it's another revenge story, whatever, you know, basic, whatever. But the visuals look so sick, and he looks so badass. He was ripped as like that's the only time he had his shirt off. The rest of the movie already was fucking. The rest,
I think.
Actually, I'm not trying to be like, yo, whoa, pause, right? I think
in the last fight,
it's just like volcano, he looks raw.
He did have his shirt off. You just can't see because all the smoke.
He did? Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, were they were?
Could have been. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they had like a little just gray cloth.
Yeah, probably. But either way, that last fight scene also was short, in my opinion, mediocre. It wasn't.
It just felt really underwhelming.
Yeah,
because there was no winner.
Right, and yeah.
We should also say what actually happened after he kills the son and the mother.
Yeah.
This is what actually happened in the movie. The father walks in, sees the mother and son on the ground, and he sees that shit, and he doesn't go into a rage. He's like, I'll meet you at the volcano. So then the guy goes there too. He sees the mother and son like surrounded in a circle. They're like inside a circle of rocks.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll see you in, I don't know, Valhalla's stronghold. I forgot what he said like that. And then he goes up to the volcano, and then they fight. And then, like I said, it was very underwhelming because at the end, no one won.
Yeah.
And not only that, he left the Olga. Yeah. Olga's on a boat heading to...
Oh, right. She was pregnant.
Yeah, and Olga's pregnant
with twins.
With twins, and I think the older one is a girl, and she becomes the queen.
Yeah.
And so, like, she's a single mother now with two kids that are future ruler of a land.
Yeah.
So you're just like, what the fuck? Like, it's kind of underwhelming.
And the end of the result is that is honestly, I was about to walk out, bro. At one point.
Nah.
I'm gonna tell you when.
Man, I hope you would. You would save me the time. The fuck, man.
No, I was gonna tell you when.
I'm gonna
tell you when, bro. The part where like he's getting his ass beat, and then he finally gets slit like on his like right here.
His arm.
He gets slit right here somewhere, bro.
On his neck.
Yeah, bro.
I remember
somewhere right around like. Right there. I thought it was his neck.
Yeah.
And I thought he was bleeding out. Then he gets cut on his arm and he falls down and I thought he was bleeding out. I thought that was happening. And I was like, get me the fuck out of here. There's no way this is going to end like this. But like I said, I thought it was his neck. But no, it was like his like shoulder, like chest area. And I was like, all right, whatever, man. Let me see. And then he finally get a bit of rage, right?
They literally have a scream off.
Yeah, they have a scream off.
They literally go like,
like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And they start going crazy, right? And then ultimately the Northman chops off his head while the other dude stabbed him through like his abdominal area, and they both died. Right, they both died, and then there's like there's a monologue between who was it, the wife, not the wife, the girl like that was pregnant. There's like a monologue, right? She was saying like, I forgot what she said.
Yeah. You're right.
Do you remember what she said?
No, it was some
monologue saying,
monologue.
Your vengeance, you're something like that.
Well, it was basically just along the lines of like, hey, like your children were born safe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then basically just like saying that children like
his
they're gonna grow up to
on.
be, exactly.
and their bond will never be broken.
Yeah, the bond.
Yeah.
And then it's like a close shot to his face, black. And that's it.
No,
that's
you forgot one scene. Before that, the Valkyrie comes from Valhalla. What do you fuck you want to call it? The stronghold.
Yeah.
And literally, we forgot the previous scene with the Valkyrie also too. But either way, the Valkyrie comes, grabs him, and then goes back up to Valhalla to take him to like I guess their heaven.
Right.
And then it goes black.
Yeah.
And then it's the Northman.
The Northman.
But also we have to mention that Valkyrie scene, she does appear again earlier in the movie. He is on a horse and she jumps off a cliff and then she flies into the air and then he wakes up either way.
Oh, you know what? You know how the movie ends, like when it says the Northman, but like, but the way that the movie ends is how they transition from place to place.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I thought
we never mentioned that.
So I thought that like the movie was still going, and legitimately I was like, bro, please fucking kill me, man. How is the movie not fucking over yet?
Yeah,
that's funny.
But then there's like the Northman. I'm like, oh thank God.
What I was trying to say
fuck.
is basically a scene what happened. And then it would end, and then it'll go to a black screen, and then it will have it in like I don't know what you.
I don't know what's
have it in their writing,
like
their
their font of like whatever like Ireland does or whatever, because it takes place in Ireland. I'm pretty sure.
I have no idea.
And it says the name, and then it goes, then it
Iceland.
Iceland.
I could have sworn it. I could have sworn it said Iceland.
You're probably right.
Remember that? Yeah.
It's probably Iceland. But either way, it like you'll see a black screen, then the font pops up, and then it goes to the next scene, and that's kind of how it kind of divides it up into chapters. I guess you can say by doing that. Yeah. But that's what everyone was basically saying.
And that's how it ends. And I'm in a minority, man. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Would I watch it again? No, not really. It's not what I expected at all. I'm gonna be real. It's false advertisement. The only badass scene that they put in the trailer, it's in the beginning of the fucking movie, and him with his long hair looking with his shirt off looking badass. That's nowhere to be found ever after that fucking scene in the beginning of the movie, and that's it. And if you're expecting this movie to be one of those like faction like battle war movie, it's not like that. It's just this man is a solo dude. It's just him by himself. And I get the story as a story overall. It's pretty cool. I just feel like
it's Hamlet.
Huh?
It's Hamlet.
I never seen Hamlet.
It's basically Lion King.
Oh, obviously, basically Lion King. Okay.
I just wasn't expecting that, man. And it's been so long since I've seen like this type of movies, because I would watch a lot that are really fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like, and just for this one to be like this, I just felt it fell short for me, and it's really disappointing because the trailer, man, the fucking trailer is so raw.
The trailer really hyped it up.
It's so fucking raw, and he looks so badass. That first fucking scene of them raiding the village, I wanted more of that. But no, it's whatever. Overall, the story was all right. I think I'm gonna give it I think it's 7, bro.
Really? Oh my God, that's not where I thought you were. The way you're describing,
I think it's 7.
Give it a 6.
I was thinking about a 6, bro, but like I can't.
Give it a 5.
Oh, no.
5 means indifferent.
Nah. This movie, I think I enjoyed it. It was interesting, but hold on, let me think.
You enjoyed elements of it.
Yeah, there's things that I really liked. And there's some things I really disliked. So that's why I think 7 is best bet for me.
What do you give it, Eduardo?
I mean, from
what Eduardo's saying.
So as soon as we walked into the theater, I saw the part where his dad gets decapitated. I saw the part where he rose off. I think that's actually might have been where I woke up because so walking into the theater, I was already a little tired, and so I literally like fell asleep even before like the movie barely started. And when I woke up, that's kind of what I saw, and I was like in and out. But then like I
Well, you saw that when they raided their village, right?
Yeah. That's when I woke up.
That was raw shit.
That's when I woke up for real. Yeah. From what I saw, I mean, honestly, I'd probably the reason again take this with a grain of salt because of how I watched it, but I definitely would have given it like a 4 or something from my first watch experience, simply because again, most of it's my fault.
Yeah,
that's
true. That's true.
Most of it's my fault, but again, I was confused on what the hell was going on. Didn't know the whole like mythical aspect of it, so I was completely fucking lost.
No, yeah, it was kind of confusing at times because I couldn't tell if it was real or not or in his head. But like I think eventually it just
I think most
it
of
might
it's in
have
his
been.
head.
Yeah,
it's like I didn't really understand. I mean, I did. I love the combat part of it. The like more like twist part of it, with like his mom and everything.
Yeah, that's cool
and stuff like that. But the more aspect, I just feel like the pacing was so bad. I feel like it was a 2-hour movie that probably could have been an hour and a half.
I could see that, yeah.
So that's where I stand on that.
Would you have liked it if they did it the way I described it?
I think
or
so.
Like an actual like.
Yeah, I think because like I said, the pacing was like everything like because fight scenes happen, but then like it
wasn't a lot.
It mellowed down a lot.
Yeah, the only fight scenes was the beginning. The
guy with like
the beginning the shit that they did with the sport thing, kinda if you consider that a fight.
Nah, I wouldn't.
And then
it was like 3 minutes.
And then the part where they where he introduces himself and he's kind of like fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And that's it. The rest I don't count as fights because he's
sword scene too when he gets the sword.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest I don't really count because you're sneak killing. You're not really.
Yeah, it's like off screen stuff. Yeah. Like nothing's really going on and it's just like. Again, it felt like it was longer than it needed to be, but
I was so hyped for this movie,
but yeah, my final rating is 4.
4, that's crazy.
You want to give your rating, Hob, or no?
I mean, how many percent?
I know, I'm just saying.
You could give his rating if you want. Yeah. If he wants to.
5.
5.
5.
Yeah, I was indifferent.
Yeah, Javi says he doesn't really watch medieval Vikings like this type of shit, and I understand.
Like this genre just doesn't.
Yeah, and I tell him that I don't want this movie to like taint like his view because there's so many great movies that are with medieval and like Viking, Roman like 300, like that's so badass. And I don't want Javi to be scared, be like, oh, this is what's gonna be like this movie is
scared.
But yeah, okay. So Mario, what about you, bro?
The beginning of this movie,
it was raw.
It was
dude.
Was amazing. I liked it a lot.
Where it started going shifty for me is like I said, it was when he
cut his hair.
No. when he got to the island, and he didn't ask for like he decided to stay there by himself. Mm-hmm. That's where like starting to get rocky with me because I was like, oh, he's going for the island, he's sneaking him out. Okay, bet. Then he's gonna come back and get his boys. Okay, but that didn't happen. So that's where like. Because the whole I will avenge you, father. That shit with the little kid, that was raw.
That was
and then
cool.
him all angry, looking badass, like doing this. Oh my god, that's so raw too, man. Fuck, I wanted that.
Yeah, I know.
And then, sorry to cut you off, but like another thing I wanted to mention, in that fight scene, right, where he grabs a spear and he throws it back. Yeah. That was raw. And him looking badass, him rolling the bow, he looks mean and like tough, right? But when he's like a slave. And like even when he's more comfortable with the blade or when he's actually killing people, he doesn't portray that same like energy. Does that make sense? I've noticed that like he doesn't. It's not the same energy as how he was. Yeah, you seem more softer, more like more kind of spooked a little bit. Yeah, in my opinion. But sorry, Mario, go on.
Well, no, like I said, my enjoyment from the movie. The minute I'm just like where I was like, I don't know if I like this now. Was when I heard the line where he didn't kill his father and he said he couldn't kill his father because of his destiny. Because remember, there's an opportunity in the movie where he easily could have killed him, but he's like, no, I can't because that's my destiny.
But then again, his blade wouldn't let him.
It wouldn't open, and it goes back
was
to
that in his head?
Like that mythological Norse mythology.
Was that in his head? Like maybe like he thought he couldn't pull it out, but really it's in his head. Like, oh, I need to kill him.
We don't know, bro. We dead ass don't know. I'm assuming it's because of the whole destiny bullshit. And because of that, I didn't really like that because I'm just like, come on, you can completely avoid this whole shit if you just kill him right now. Like, what the fuck?
I don't.
But What were you
I'm
saying?
sorry to cut you off, but I don't think that was in his head because like when they tied him up, didn't one of the security guards try wielding the sword and it wouldn't come out?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So I guess some aspects were real that were mystical and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'll take that for me for not being able to like keep up, but that still doesn't change the fact that it was kind of false advertisement.
But yeah, once we got to the island, it really.
I'm gonna rewrite the story.
It slowed down to me once we got to that point. I'm just like, oh,
I'm gonna make a book. What if my book takes off? They try suing me. No, bro. What you mean? No, what you mean?
It's a different movie.
Hey, this shit's called the Southman.
Yeah.
Not the Northman. What are you talking about? Go on, Mario.
No, you're good. But no, overall.
Fuck.
Okay. Once we get to the island, it slowed down to me at that point. After that, the whole twisting with the mother saying like, "Oh, I begged him. I kissed his hand to kill you guys." I was like, "Oh,
damn.
okay, yeah, that's a cool twist. She crazy. She's a psycho. She's a weirdo." But I like this plot twist. So then it picked up for me right there. That's when it picked up again. I'm like, oh, okay. And the last fight scene with the brother, the Fenru, whatever his name is, like I said, it was very disappointing fight scene because they both die, and I didn't think the fight scene was that crazy.
Yeah.
But I think I would say I think I enjoyed the movie more than you guys because at the end of the day I like this type of movie. I like Vikings. I love Spartans. I love medieval shit.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get my attention with that. And this wasn't the best one.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst one either. I haven't seen. But the best way I would say is like I think it is worth seeing it in theaters one time. I'm like, yeah, don't go to like a Dolby Cinema thing like we did. I don't think it's worth that expensive a ticket. Just buy a regular ticket and go watch it. Watch it once.
I rated 4, bro. That's below average.
Yeah, but I would give it what you gave it. I would give it a 7. Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, yeah, that's all we got to say. It's a pretty short review, actually. It's just straight to the point, man. The story, man, so much potential. That trailer was so badass. That the actor, I really liked the acting in this movie though too, and the main dude, his acting too, and like just the way he looked, and I just wanted to see more of that. But it is what it is, y'all. With that being said, thank y'all so much for listening. Remember, don't let your past haunt you, y'all. Take care, everyone.
Peace.